So today we're going to be talking about this thing called the owl. Not this one. He's cute though. No, we're going to be talking about the owl from Purdue University, and that is called the Online Writing Lab. The way that you're going to find this, honestly, is just to go to your Google search bar, and you're going to look for owl. You might even add Purdue. But once you hit enter, you're going to get this thing right here. It's almost always going to be at the top of your page. It says, "Welcome to the Purdue University Online Writing Lab." That's the OWL, the Online Writing Lab. Click that. You'd even be smart to take that and just drag it into your bar here, or just to tag this star to make sure that you have it in your bookmarks. But right here we have the Online Writing Lab. We want to go to that orange button. And here we have their Online Writing Lab, which is where we have a ton of information about how we're going to cite sources in the things that we write. And why would we do that? Well, the first thing is, when we're writing an essay, like this one, we're going to write an essay where we have a bunch of information that is our thoughts, but then we need to back that up with somebody else's thoughts. You'll notice this today when you're writing your essay about outsider groups. In that essay, I ask you to look for information from other places. You're going to look up information about different types of clicks, for example. You have a whole bunch of information here that's going to add to the things that you already think. Let's say you're going to go to this one right here, how your social group affects your success in school. I think that's a fairly interesting topic, to think about the fact that how you perform in school might be based on the people that you hang out with. And let's say you're reading through this. It's a pretty long essay, but there's some information that might be interesting to you. Like, I thought there was an interesting thing here in this essay that talks about how well you do in school is based on your friends. So students from high socioeconomic backgrounds were more likely than students from low socioeconomic backgrounds to have friends who emphasize school learning and achievement. That means that, if you come from a family that has money, then you're probably friends with people who come from families who have money, and the fact that you guys both come from money might mean that you're going to do better in school. And I like that. That sentence right there is written better than I could ever write it. So I'm actually going to go and copy it. So I'm just going to highlight it and copy it, and I'm going to go and I'm going to put it in my essay somewhere. Let's say I'm going to put it in my essay right here. And since I didn't write it, I'm going to put it in quotation marks. So I'm going to start with a quote, and then I paste, and then I put a quote, right? Now I can already tell right there, because it's in quotation marks, that I didn't write this. That's good. It's a good start. However, the one thing that I do need is I need to give this person, whoever wrote this, some credit. I need to give them props. I just want somebody who's reading my paper to know that I didn't write this. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to put a citation right here, but it's not going to say citation. In order for me to find the right information, I am going to go to that Purdue OWL, and I'm going to go through their MLA guide, the Modern Language Association, and I'm going to go try and find how am I going to cite this. There's a ton of information here about citing stuff. Since I got my source from the internet, I'm going to go down to this link that says works cited for electronic sources, because the internet is an electronic source. I'm going to click that, and I have a whole bunch of information here that tells me how to cite stuff. This is usually for the last page of a paper, right? This is the stuff that goes on the very end of your essay. We'll talk about that in a couple days. But for now, I just want to give credit to the person who did this, or to the person who wrote this inside the paper. So I need in text citations. So where am I going to find that? Right here, in text citations. This is so I can put information right in my essay. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to look for basic rules. They say to put something in parentheses, like this, that tells me where I got this. So I need something that looks like maybe an author's name and a page number. But since I'm using an electronic source, it's a little bit different. Citing non-print or sources from the internet. How am I going to do that? Well, I need to put in this. Author's last name, and then the title of the article. That would be good. So in my essay, I have this thing that says students from high socioeconomic families were more likely than low socioeconomic students to have friends who emphasize school learning and achievement. And I need, according to this, an author's name and the title of the article. So I got to go back to this. This is my article that I stole it from. And I got to find the author's name. I'm hoping that's going to be at the top. Doesn't look like it, right? I'm going to go to the bottom. This is somebody else's information. Look, they stole information from other people. So this is the U.S. No, this isn't even from the U.S. Department of Education. It's cited on the U.S. Department of Education. Looks like I'm just going to get, since I don't have an author's name, I'm just going to put in this. Students, peer groups in a high school. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to put in quotes. Students, peer groups in high school. And I'm going to put that in quotes because that's the title of the article. Period at the end of that. And right now I have a citation. Right now I can tell that I stole this from somebody else, and I'm giving them credit. It just makes it simpler for me to say I didn't steal this than it is for me to try and pretend that I didn't, you know? I have to say this is from somebody else. And there's a couple reasons that I do that. One, gives them credit. Look at all the work they did. Two, it lets your teacher know that you stole something from somewhere else. That makes you look smarter because you read somebody else's stuff. And three, if I think that that quote is really cool and I think that that's an interesting piece of information, then I'm going to go look that up myself because I'm a nerd and this is what I do. We'll talk later about how to have a works cited page, but while you're writing your essay and you're putting in information from other people, I want you to cite it as soon as you can. So what you're going to do, again, is while you steal information from these articles and these videos while you're writing your paper, and you might even steal something from here, while you're stealing information from these things, then you're going to go to the OWL, the online writing lab, and you're going to look for in-text citations right here. And you're going to go down to find how you're going to do that in an internet source. Once you figure out how to put that in text, you're going to go back to your article and you're going to look for the information you need, and you're going to put it in your essay right there. Got any questions? Come and talk to me. Plain and simple. Enjoy.